Hi there, this is Ann O'Brien from AnnO'BrienLiving.com. And if you know me, you know that I'm a teacher of practical intuition. And there are a lot of different ways to be intuitive, and we are all way more intuitive than we think. So the topic of today's video is, what is your intuitive superpower? You may get pictures, you may feel things, you may have your certain ways that you get information. So I'm just going to go over some of the basic intuitive skill sets, and so you can maybe start to understand which ones you're good at, because we're all good at least some of them. So I'm going to start from the top of the head. You may be familiar with the chakras, or the energetic centers along the spine. Chakra is a term that means wheel or wheel of light. Sometimes these are seen as flowers of light. So at the top of our head, we have the seventh chakra, or crown chakra, and this energy center has the psychic ability of knowingness. So this is your ability to just know something off the top of your head. You don't know why you know it. You don't have a picture, you don't hear a message, you don't have a feeling, you just know. And so often these are like big picture awarenesses, like, aha, that's what's going on, or, oh, that's what I need to do. And suddenly it kind of all comes together and it becomes clear to you. It could be more specific. So it's not always about, the meaning of the universe. Sometimes it's just like, aha, I know what to do about this thing, or I know it's time to call this person, or I know it's time to go to that store. It could be very simple. I love the simple everyday psychic moments, because those moments make up our life, right? And when we listen to them, we live in our flow. So knowingness is at the top of our head. This center of knowingness, we also have another term for this skill, and this is claircognizance. So it's a little fancier word, but you probably have heard of clairvoyance. Some of the clairs, clair, C-L-A-I-R, means clear. And so it's just basically having clarity in a certain sense. So clarity of knowing. You just know clearly, that's claircognizance. So we're going to talk about some more clairs now going on down. This third eye center, so also called the sixth chakra, this is the center of our head, or the place we see with our psychic sight. So clairvoyance is located here in the third eye. Clairvoyance is the ability to see a mental image picture. This is what we use, say, if I'm telling you about a friend of mine and you get a picture that pops into your mind, something about this person, that's your clairvoyance. So this is also what we use when we dream. You see visual imagery in your dreams and wake up with maybe some information about something, or sometimes it's our process, but sometimes it's a psychic sense of, oh yeah, I see something that's going on and I saw it in my dream. We can also turn this ability on and off. This is my favorite ability to teach when I'm teaching my intuitive students. Most people are visual, so often this is an easy place to start for people. I say, picture an apple. Boom, you probably just pictured an apple. So you're clairvoyant. It's really that simple. If I'm teaching you how to do it, I say close your eyes and say picture a rose that represents your best friend. There you go. You have something, and then you start to interpret that imagery. So when I teach psychic abilities at the very beginning, I think of it like being in kindergarten. It's not about getting it right. It's not about getting all the answers, all the information. Certainly not about impressing somebody else or meeting their every expectation. It's really about being in wonder, being in curiosity. Ooh, there's red. What does red mean to me? Oh, the rose is opening. The flower is blooming. What does that mean to me? Oh, there's thorns. What does that mean to me? And so before you know it, you start to make up a story about a visual picture that you see. So clairvoyance is fun that way. It's also a favorite sense of mine to teach, or a psychic ability to teach, because it's easy to tell, compared to other psychic senses, that's something outside of me. I'm looking at that. I am not that thing that I'm looking at. Whereas if you're feeling something or hearing something that might appear like a thought in your head, it's really easy to get confused and be like, who is that? Like, is that me? Is that my thought? Is that my feeling? It feels like my feeling. And sometimes we base our lives on that, or decisions on that. We make conclusions based on feelings that we're feeling that aren't even our feelings, or thoughts that aren't even our thoughts. It's not even our idea. But it's sometimes harder to distinguish. So I do teach other abilities, but clairvoyance is a great one to start with. Just being able to say, I'm going to turn on the TV and close my eyes, or, turn on the movie and watch it and know that I'm not it. And then we can also learn to turn it off. All right, so moving on down, we have the fifth chakra. In the psychic sense here, we have a couple. We have clairaudience, which is our ability to hear spirit. So this is where you might hear a spirit guide or an angel whispering in your ear, turn left, and you avoid the accident, right? Or you get a message about something going on in your life. Sometimes it's your inner voice. Sometimes it's a guide. Sometimes it's a spirit that's not a guide. So not every voice you hear is going to be a guide. Not every voice you hear or thought that pops into your head is going to be helpful. Now, you might be psychic, but not getting something helpful. So that's a really important distinction that I also teach in my workshops and my programs, how to figure out what you're available for. And we talk about ethics and being able to really get clear on why are you using your psychic abilities? And are you interested in using them just for entertainment? Like when people come and say, what's my dead uncle's favorite food? I'm like, I don't need to be tested, right? It's not helpful. We're not creating more good on the planet by answering these questions just so I can prove to you that psychic abilities are real. Although that might be helpful for somebody beginning. It's not my interest. So I like to approach it more from a spiritual perspective of how can we live a greater life? So the voices I want to hear are the ones that help me to do that. And if you ever hear a voice in your head or have a random thought pop in that doesn't feel good to you, you can send it away. So these are like spam, right? The spam that comes in and they nag you, or the voice is the people that give you advice and you can tell it's really their thing. It's not really something that feels good to you or doesn't feel respectful to you. Those are not the helpful voices, but the ones that feel like a wise friend, even if they tell you something you don't want to hear, that's a guide probably, or your inner voice. So you can listen to those. It feels respectful. It feels soft. It doesn't feel pushy. Still takes practice to distinguish, but that's clairaudience. We also right here have the ability of telepathy. So here and also through the sinuses, this is where we hear other people's thoughts. So where we have conversations in our head with people we know, that's telepathy. And that's a really fun one. You also get in their head just like they get in your head, just so you know. And we can think of it like just having this conversation. It can feel really real, but we are sending and receiving these thoughts, and we all do this. So this, what we do with close people in our lives, is called narrowband telepathy. They may be people you're currently in contact with or not, but there's somebody you know and they're close to you. Versus broadband telepathy, which we also have, and that's an ability that resides in the aura and the energy field around the body. That's our ability to hear and receive the thought forms from our community, from our environment, sometimes from the media or social media, or energy that's being broadcast more in the collective. So that's a fifth chakra ability, that telepathy. Moving on down, so I'm going to skip a few chakras. We're going into the second chakra. So just below the navel, we have the second chakra, energy center concerned with our feelings. And this ability here that we have is called clairsentience, so clear feeling. There's a couple ways this plays out. You can feel things in your body to get information. So if there's a certain maybe activity you're considering doing or an event you're considering going to, and you go, oh, I don't feel good. Like my stomach doesn't feel good. Or, whoa, I feel a rush of energy when I think about it. Or I feel happy in my heart. I feel tingly. Those are messages from your body about something to occur. Now, they could be based on your fears or your stories or other people's energy in the mix, or they could be your own true inspiration or instinct. So this is important to practice so you can learn the difference. We can also ask our body, what do you think about, what, or not even think, but do you like this thing or not? How do you feel about? And you can put in front of you, say you're not sure what vitamins to take or what foods to eat. You can set something in front of you and ask your body and just sit or stand still. And then with that thing in front of you, go, body, do you like this? And notice, do you pull away, which is no, or towards it, which is yes? And you can do that even with the concept of something. So let's say it's, do I want to go to yoga class tonight? I can't make up my mind. So you can ask your body, and you can write down to go to yoga tonight and put that piece of paper in front of you and then ask. And then, yeah, I do want to go to yoga. So you can get creative. And this is so fun. So I hope if you're curious about this, you will check out an offering I have coming up. This is starting on 2/22/22. It's the 6-month intuitive training program. We do this over Zoom. So you can be anywhere in the world, and it's 6 months every other week. You're going to learn how to use these intuitive abilities, first of all, to better your own life, to clarify what's your thought and feeling versus what's not yours, what's helpful, what's not, how to balance your energy, release the energy that you've been picking up all your life or just today that doesn't serve you. to call back all of your spiritual power and all that you are, and to reclaim your truth, to get clear on your inner truth and find your path in life and live with more joy and more ease and more flow. You're also going to learn in this 6-month program how to read other people. And we actually, in the second half of the program, you'll be trading readings in the class with other people and outside of class. So it's super fun, interactive. People go from not being sure they can do it, the kindergarten mindset, I don't know, I don't just see some random thing, to at the end, really having a lot to say. So I encourage you to check it out. You can go to annobrianliving.com/intuition. We start next Tuesday on 2/22/22. And I've been looking forward to this for a while. I didn't feel right about offering a new group last fall. So it's been over a year since we've started with a new group. I don't know when the next one will be. So if this appeals to you, please check it out, annobrianliving.com/intuition. And you can register there. You can also send me a message and we'll be happy to get on the phone or Zoom or answer your questions on email, whatever works best, so that we can explore if this is a fit for you. So thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.